Well, hello. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to a new video. Long time no see, no speak, no hangout. Today we are jumping back into to the channel with a get ready with me. We're gonna do our makeup together. And as always, these videos are much less about the products that I'm using, but more so just like, hanging out, doing our thing. Having somebody to like talk to and do your makeup with while you're doing your makeup. Today, I'm gonna like walk you through a little bit of the product first. So, I have this MAC Prep and Prime sample. I just busted it out of his cardboard box. I got this with a MAC order a long time ago, and we're finally using it. I also was at a clothing swap this weekend, and hilarious clothing swap. And somebody that I know there brought this, the Il Maquillage Woke Up Like This foundation. I've always wanted to try it, and I see ads for it still on Instagram. Always wondered about it, so we're going to try it today, get the opportunity to try it. I also did order some skincare recently. I got this sunscreen, which I'm wearing now. And in that order, they just like included it. I didn't ask for it. This mascara from Benefit, the Bad Gal Bang. Those are the new products we're gonna be using along with some like other staples. Also, I got this. My partner's sister decluttered this to me. This is the lip vinyl from Maybelline. I haven't used it yet, and I think this is gonna make a cool tone look, so I think it's gonna work well together. So let's do this thing. All right. I'm gonna just do a bit of the primer. It's actually like, it's yellow and it feels just like a moisturizer, to be honest. My skin has been dry. The funny thing is, well, maybe not, this is not funny. About 3 weeks ago, I messed up my skin barrier. I don't know how it happened. Or my best guess, I should say, is I think what did it was retinol. I think I misused it. And I believe what happened, actually, to be honest, I put the retinol on at night. And then in the morning, when I woke up, I didn't wash my face. And I don't think I put on a sunscreen. I'm like 90% sure that's what happened, which is very unusual. Like 90% of the time, 6.5 days of a week, I put on sunscreen and also wash my face. I think that's what did it. And my skin was horrible. I was freaking out about it for a while. And one of the really amazing products that helped was the Tower 28. I love this moisturizer. Shocking to me. Shocking how much I like this, but I love it. All right, we're going to go with the foundation now. I'm just like, I pulled the stopper out, put some on my hand. So, bit of an absence from the channel. It happens sometimes, like we all need breaks every now and then. And nothing like really nefarious, to be honest. Of course, like stuff is happening behind the scenes, my personal life and such, but like nothing that's like catastrophic. Just needed a bit of a break. But one thing I do like this break kind of made me think about is when people like when a creator takes a break and like people will like message the creator on Instagram, or if they've like TikTok, I think you can message people on TikTok, or I don't know, email them, or like they'll leave messages like, are you okay? Those kinds of things. I got a few, not a lot, a few, mostly on Instagram. And I just personally feel like if you see that a creator has like they're not posting their regular content and they haven't said anything. They just kind of disappear. I just feel like it's best practice to leave them alone. Like, let me know how you feel about this and if there are other creators watching. But this has happened to me previously, like around this time last year when I took a break, and there was a couple of like really persistent people who were like in my DMs, like wanting to make sure that I was okay, which like I do appreciate. And like it's really nice that you have a community who like notices your absence, but also more importantly, like they care that like you're all right, which is honestly like a beautiful thing, truly, truly. But when somebody takes a break, there's usually a reason for it. Like there's usually something happening, right? Like they're busier than normal. They're stressed. Like something has happened maybe in their personal life or with their children or with their spouse. And not everybody is comfortable, sharing those offline things. And with really big creators, I've seen, like, as an example, Smokey Glow, people are like, oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And they get like, she's way more bigger or way bigger. And people can be like really persistent and they'll leave messages in like not chat rooms, like Reddit, like, do you know what happened to Smokey Glow? Like she hasn't been around for months. Like, is she okay? And I just feel like messaging a creator when they're having an absence is a bit like adding fuel to the fire. I guess I can only speak from experience. Like a handful of messages was a bit overwhelming. Like I can't tell you why there was a break. Like that's just not happening. And it just like adds more stress. Like I should be making more content. I should be on the channel. Like, and there's also like pressure to respond to people. I can't imagine what it would feel like to be getting hundreds, if not thousands, of those kinds of messages. I feel like it would be overwhelming and kind of pressuring. So I would just encourage folks to, if they see a favorite creator, they're absent, maybe just let them be, let them marinate. On a more, I feel like, more positive note, about a week ago, maybe like a week and a half at this point, I did my yearly trip to Target, where it was more like I didn't go specifically for Target. I was spending time close to the border. And so my partner and I crossed the border to go to Dunkin'. And beside this Dunkin' is a Target. Also found my way into Ulta. There was one that was not too far away. Okay, this foundation is picking up on itself. I feel like I just need to leave it alone. Okay, we'll leave that be. Yeah, so there was an Ulta that was not too far away. I'm mixing these two concealers. And went there first, and then we went to Dunkin', then Ulta, then Target. And yeah, this time last year, I talked about how I spent money that just, like, I impulse bought some stuff that later came to regret because I didn't use the stuff. It wasn't that good and I didn't need it. And at the end of the day, it wasn't a lot of money worth of stuff, but it felt like so stupid. Like I wanted to buy stuff and I just got caught up in the wanting to buy stuff. And you're at Target, you only get to go once a year, if that. So you should buy stuff. And I didn't have a budget. And all the stuff I bought was dumb and didn't need it. And yeah. So this year I came prepared. I came with a budget and it was you can spend this much money on whatever you want. If I want to spend $100 on press-on nails and I don't know, sparkling water, then so I did buy some things. And I went in with a small list of products that I wanted to try that I thought that I would like. One of them is the e.l.f. sunscreen. We don't have this in Canada. I don't know that it will ever come. And I also bought the Pretty Fresh foundation. And then I got a couple of clothing items, which I feel like, I mean, they're fun for me, but we're not going to do a try on in this video. Maybe another time. Oh, so the sunscreen. The sunscreen is is interesting. It just feels like a silicone primer, which I think technically like they call it a sunscreen or they call it a primer, but I was not expecting that texture and it to feel that way. Because it's a chemical sunscreen, you're not going to get the white cast, and that's not a problem, but I just don't love the texture of it. Usable for sure, like I'm not going to have a problem using it up, but just not optimal. All right, so I'm just powdering my eyes with the e.l.f. press powder. Not pressed, it's their HD powder. And I'm getting a chance to look at this foundation. I'm a little surprised, to be honest. I have a mirror just off to the side here. I did say that my skin has been experiencing dryness, but I went in with like a moisturizer and then this like moisturizing primer. And my skin wasn't like, it was feeling, I would say, on a scale of like dry to oily, it was feeling normal. It's looking so dry, patchy. It's not all that high coverage. The one thing I see in the ads all the time is how high coverage it is. You are talking to the queen of high coverage. Like, okay, maybe not the queen, but I'm like, I've tried like every high coverage foundation basically under the sun. It just started raining. Sorry. No. I feel like there's going to be somebody who's like, but you used a sponge instead of a brush. Yes. Could I probably get more coverage with a brush? For sure. But I don't use brushes all that often for foundation. So I wanted to see, like, I'm using the same tools that I normally use. So I know how all my other foundations look with a sponge. So it's a more apples to apples comparison. I do think that it's the Fenty foundation, similar coverage, maybe a little bit more. That one is a little bit more drying. It's like disappointing. Like I wouldn't pay money for this. Quite honestly, if I bought this, I would probably be looking for a refund. So one of the kinds of videos that I've been watching lately, and I think I'm gonna make one myself, are about like trends that are outdated or like styles, things that are outdated that like I still like. Maybe I regret decluttering them, but I still like them and like want to see them around or like would want to buy them. And I have a list and I think I'm gonna make a video on it, but I'm gonna just not say those for now because I think that's gonna be the case. But I was thinking about trends that I don't like, that I either like really hate them and don't want them to come back, or they are back and I'm just like a little bit, I don't know, like surprised. And I have different opinions on these trends that are back. The first, okay, I've been seeing Ugg boots all the time. And not just any Ugg boots, but like the platform Uggs. I've also been seeing a lot of Ugg slippers. Like, also, I just want to preface this by like, it's Canada. Like, I live in Canada. To wear slippers outdoors is a little wild, given that there's like so much salt and snow. Some of them I think might be like knockoff Ugg slippers. I don't really care if it's the brand or not, but there's like a style, you know? I've been seeing those everywhere. And the slippers kind of shock me the most because they're expensive. I think the slippers are like $130 plus tax. We're going to use mascara bronzer. Again, It's winter. It's fucking winter. So those surprised me. The platform Uggs, I hated them at first, but I kind of love them. I never really owned Uggs the first time around. And to be honest, Uggs do not make sense in Canada. They were made in Australia, which makes way more sense. Australia doesn't get the snow that we get here in Canada. I don't really think Australia ever gets snow beyond like maybe the occasional sprinkle. The Uggs never made sense because you're paying an arm and a freaking leg for them. Only for them to get wet and salt stained, like immediately. The platform Uggs make way more sense because you have the platform that will get wet before the top of your boot. So they don't look as like nasty salt stained as the classic version of the Uggs. And there's also like a lot more like knockoffs. And I do feel like when they first came around, the knockoffs were like way more taboo, like in the sense of like you can't afford the Uggs. But now I feel like it's more like the trend is the trend, and like you're a shitty gatekeeper for being like you are not wearing Uggs. It's more about the trend than the brand in this case, which I think is kind of nice. So I do like the way that the Uggs look, or that platform boot. Am I gonna buy them? No, because they're like, to me, like just in my style, they're a micro trend. Like genuinely no chance that they're gonna last all that long in my closet. I'm gonna just admire them from afar. I've also seen the classic Lululemon yoga pants coming back. I think Lululemon has like continued to have that style, whether or not they've been popular, but I've just seen more people wearing them. And I've also seen like Aerie has a style, and I've seen people wearing those. I saw this girl. I don't remember where I was. Like if I was going to the gym and she was leaving, or if this was like we were out somewhere, like maybe at the mall. Might have been the mall. And she was wearing a pair of green yoga pants. I'm also fairly certain Lara has a pair. Lara, if you're watching and you've gotten this far, can you confirm that you have a pair of yoga pants? I swear she does. My partner's sister has some. I think they're like a relatively new purchase of hers. I'm fairly certain. And then I also saw her, and I'm like, oh my God, what do we do? Okay, so I saw her. She had the yoga pants, and then she had the Lululemon scuba hoodie cropped. Listen, that I think is like the modernization, like that outfit of the like Uggs, yoga pants, and like this like the regular length scuba hoodie. I think this is, I don't see people wearing the scuba hoodie all that much anymore. But I think the cropped one is the modernized version because it looks better with those pants because they're higher waisted. She looks so cute. I was like, oh my God, give me your outfit. I had a red, like a bright red scuba hoodie that I got for Christmas in high school. And I wore that thing to death. So I graduated, I probably got it like maybe 2011. And I wore that thing until probably 2016 or 2017, because I have pictures of me in it with my partner. Okay, we're going to do eyeshadow. And I previously talked about wanting to declutter this. So we are going to try and make a cute look out of it. Okay, so we are going to go in with the very classic, this right here. So I want the crop scuba hoodie and the yoga pants. I just feel like it would make my millennial heart so happy. Ugh. Oh my goodness. What I don't like I haven't seen a resurgence of this. I feel like I was just saying, oh, I'm going to talk some trash. And I feel like I need to talk a little bit of trash. And this is all, by the way, like, this is not serious. Like, this is for funsies. Birkenstocks. I hated the Birkenstocks the first time they were around. And I don't care about the brand, whether they're like knockoffs or not. I genuinely don't care. I think they're an ugly shoe, which I think is a bit of a hot take just about like how many people loved those shoes. I hated them. I still hate them. I think they're ugly. I do think they're going to come back. I genuinely believe that they will. In time, they're going to come back. I also heard somebody say, I think this is like a Gen Z take, that Converse are like out. And listen, personal style is like personal. If you don't like Converse, that's totally fine. And I say this with a bit of a preface, like, I don't think as a whole we need to like, the respect your elders thing is I feel like a bit of a bullshit phrase. That I have a point here, I promise, where like some people, they treat, like they say, like when it comes to respect, they want, like, there's two uses of respect. One as in like treating people with humanity, and one like deferring to somebody, like treating them as like above you. You know, like respecting your principal doesn't mean treating them with humanity. It means like putting them above you. I'm lacking the words to describe that adequately, but I think you know what that means. This is like one of the very few cases that I want to be like, listen, Gen Z, this is the wrong take. This is an incorrect opinion, because Converse are like one of the true few fashion items out there that like Converse have been around since the 70s. They were like a really popular basketball sneaker for a while. Converse is probably older than your parents. Like Converse has been around for 40 years, 50 years. Like, you can't call a fashion item. This isn't also like bell-bottom jeans or flare jeans or something. This is like a individual specific fashion item. You can't. Converse, I think, are outside of trends. I'm sure there are other fashion items that are similar. I genuinely can't think of any at the moment. But can you think of any fashion items that you would view as outside of a trend? Yeah, I feel like it might be something like flannels. I'm sorry, but like grunge and alt groups have been wearing flannels. I want to say the 90s. I don't know my fashion history past the 90s for a lot of things. So I feel like an elder millennial, maybe like a Gen X, can school us, put school in session about the flannel. But I feel like flannel is another one. You simply cannot call flannels in or out of fashion. I feel like they transcend. They've been around so long and incorporated into like so many specific group styles or like subgenres. I want to hear more in the comments. Another trend I don't like. The cold shoulder. I bought a couple of these tops when they came around, but I never loved them. I feel like it was more like trying the trend. I hated these then. I hate these now. I heard somewhere that they're like making a comeback, and to me that's more like good for you. Hope you have fun. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you have a cute time. I think they're ugly. That's just me. It's just me. Oh, the other thing. I remember, I feel like early 2000s, probably into like maybe 2014. Logo mania. I think that's what we called this trend, and there have been like instances of it happening since then, but nothing, I don't think, too big. I hate logos on stuff. Like, yeah, t-shirts with logos, but also like, you know, like those sweaters, the classic Hollister sweaters that say Hollister on the front. I never owned those because I did not like that. I also like when it comes to like more like high fashion, you know, like the Fendi bag with the F's on it, or like the Coach logo print, that kind of stuff. Not a fan. I've also heard people talk about how much they hate like ombre hair. I think that there are many folks who took ombre hair maybe a little too far, but I could see it coming back. I genuinely could see it coming back. I think related to the ombre hair is the dip dye hair. I think dip dye hair is so cute. I do think that there was like a time, maybe like somewhere between 2010 and 2017, where dip dye hair, mainly pinks and purples, were very common. And that seems like one of the few times in like fashion where like differently, like unnaturally colored hair, maybe like fun hair, was like acceptable. Maybe like how it looks is cute, but I appreciate the sentiment behind it so much because there's like a lot of alt styles or like items. Yeah, I would say like styles that are like vilified as being like not mainstream, so like you won't get a job kind of thing. Like I've seen some like corporate like emos or like corporate like goth kids, not kids, so like women, who are like, you know, showing how they dress corporate but like still in their style. And there's like, I feel like a lot of that scene. Yeah, there's a lot of that scene that is like, you'll never get a job if you have these kinds of piercings or this kind of hair. I do think that there's like certain industries where those things are more accepted than others. But with that said, I did like when there was a moment where like it was more mainstream, it was more welcome, and people had a less harsh opinion on it. Okay, we are now going to do a blush. We have a bit of a blush action here. This is Bareback from Nude Sticks. I brought out a brush specifically for this. I love this blush in this particular color, and I think it looks nice when you have more cool tone looks like this. Okay, here's the blush. We're now going to do mascara. I've never seen this one before. Okay, here's the brush. This reminds me so much of L'Oreal Telescopic. It might even be the same one. Like, I'm convinced a little bit. That one actually is a little bit shorter. I typically don't love mascara on first use, so I did bring one backup. I'm probably going to layer, to be honest. Just going to do a little curly curl action. Okay, we're adequately curled. Let's see. It looks nice. I mean, I would never just go and buy a high-end mascara. Like, there's just so much at the drugstore that does such a good job. This will be a nice, diversion. But I don't think anything that will be like permanent. Like, the most amazing, beautiful high-end mascara is never going to have like a permanent place in my collection. It's just not. So I'm going to just finish the other eye and then I will come back because my battery's going to die anyways. So hold tight. We're about to magically appear. All right. We are back. I think it all looks great. I'm now going to use my vinyl ink. I think maybe like in a future get ready with me, it might be fun. Yeah, this is like the exact color of my lips. She's so cute. Okay, I really like this. And all right, this is having a dry down. Like, it's getting tackier. Like, it was kind of like lip glossy when I first applied it, and now it's getting tackier. So I'm just going to talk for like another minute or two, and then, well, I'll report in. So I think it'd be fun in another get ready with me to do makeup that's not my style. Like, this is a very Shauna eye look. I filmed this video once before and I hated the makeup look. Like, I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. I thought it was ugly. And for the rest of the day, I just hated my makeup. And I just like, I couldn't edit back that video. So I refilmed it and kind of did more of a, maybe not like a super new to me look, but just using this palette, and I like this so much more. So what I'm trying to say is I think it would be nice to do more looks outside of my comfort zone. Like, one kind of look I don't do on this channel is like super natural, like clean girl makeup. I think because I don't have the skill set for that, not that I couldn't develop them, but because I don't do makeup like that, it's just like a little bit foreign. So maybe I follow like a makeup tutorial or something. Yeah, maybe I follow a makeup tutorial trying out like a clean girl look or like a natural look. Maybe like concealer as makeup look. I do feel like I have some of the products. Like, I feel like this guy could work for that type of look. I have like sheer lipsticks. Gonna keep, of course, my mascara. But I feel like the base we could do something. Let me know if you'd be interested in that kind of video. I might still do it anyways. So this lipstick, it's like really tacky now. This needs a lip gloss on top. I don't enjoy the tack. Yeah, I don't enjoy that feeling. So I'm gonna go put lip gloss on, I think, after this video. That's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed doing your makeup with me. I had fun. Okay. We're gonna be back to scheduled programming real soon. So I hope you will subscribe for more videos, and I hope to see you again around here soon.